Bienvenidos! Welcome to Spain on a Fork. I hope that you are doing wonderful. It is so great to be here because today we have a spectacular episode. We're making 4 affordable potato dishes that are easy to make. Guys, it does not get better than this. We're gonna grab the simple and humble potato and create 4 stellar dishes that are gonna completely blow you away. And let me tell you, all these dishes are loaded with an insane amount of flavor. They're all made with very simple minimum ingredients, and each one comes together in under 30 minutes. This is gonna be a blast, so let's dive right in. For our first potato dish, we are making boiled potatoes with a spicy mayo alioli. This promises to be one of the best potato dishes you've ever tasted. The potatoes have an incredible texture to them, and then you dip them into that spicy mayo alioli for an explosion of flavors. Very easy to make, made with affordable ingredients, and done in under 30 minutes. I'm gonna begin by peeling 2 medium-sized Yukon Gold potatoes. I always like to have a bowl underneath for an easy cleanup. Once the potatoes are peeled, I'm going to give them a quick rinse under some cold running water and pat them completely dry. For the next step, I'm going to cut the potatoes into half-inch pieces. I like to cut the potatoes in half. Each half and half to end up with 4 evenly sized quarters. Cut each quarter right down the middle and into half-inch pieces. Once I have all the potatoes cut, I'm going to grab a saucepan, add our cut potatoes in there, fill the saucepan with some cold water to about ½ inch above the potatoes, season it with a generous teaspoon of fine sea salt, and heat it with a high heat. While our potatoes are cooking, let's make our spicy mayo alioli. I'm going to add in a generous ½ cup of mayonnaise into a bowl. Finely shred in 2 cloves of garlic. Squeeze in 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice. Add in a generous ½ teaspoon of hot smoked Spanish paprika. This is what's going to give the heat to this sauce. Pour in 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. And season it with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And I'm going to whisk this all together until it's well combined. As you guys will see, this easily comes together, but promises to be one of the best sauces you've ever tasted. All right, let's move back to our potatoes. It's been exactly 15 minutes since we turned on the heat. These potatoes should be perfectly cooked. You can always get in there, pierce one of them with a toothpick. If it easily goes in, but with a little resistance, they are perfectly cooked. You want them al dente, that way they don't fall apart. I'm going to remove this from the heat and drain the water from the potatoes. Then I'm going to transfer the potatoes into a shallow bowl. Add in a generous portion of our spicy mayo alioli over the potatoes. And garnish it with some freshly chopped parsley. Guys, our first potato dish is done. Seriously, look how amazing this looks, and the flavors are insanely delicious. Very inexpensive ingredients, very easy to put together and done under 30 minutes. Serve these as a tapas appetizer or even as a side dish. For our second dish, we are making roasted potatoes with paprika and thyme. Again, guys, this is another one of those potato dishes that promises to be one of the best things you've ever tasted, made with very simple ingredients that are very affordable, and it comes together in under 30 minutes. I'm going to begin by grabbing 2 medium-sized Yukon Gold potatoes. I've already washed these and pat them dry. I'm going to cut each one into 4 evenly sized quarters. Cut each quarter right down the middle and into ½ inch pieces. And as you're cutting your potatoes, add them into a large bowl. Once all the potatoes are cut, I'm going to drizzle in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil into the bowl. 1 teaspoon of dried thyme. A generous ½ teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika. And season it with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And I'm going to toss this all together until it's well combined. This is such an important step. That way that olive oil and all these seasonings are evenly distributed through each piece of potato. Then I'm going to transfer the potatoes into a baking tray lined with parchment paper. You want to use parchment paper here, that way the potatoes don't stick. and make sure that they're all in a single layer. Again, this is a very important step. That way they all roast evenly. And I'm gonna add the potatoes into a preheated oven, bake and broil option 250 degrees Celsius, 475 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, if your oven doesn't have the bake and broil option, no big deal. Just bake them for the exact same amount of time that I'm gonna be cooking these, and then just add them into the broiler between 2 to 3 minutes, keeping an eye on them, that way they don't burn. After exactly 20 minutes, our potatoes should be perfectly roasted. I'm gonna remove them from the oven and transfer the potatoes into a shallow bowl, guys. Our second potato dish is done. Again, look how beautiful this dish looks, and let me tell you, the flavors here are insanely delicious. When you combine that sweet smoked Spanish paprika with that thyme, you get an incredible explosion of flavors. Such an easy dish to put together, made with very affordable ingredients and done in under 30 minutes. For our third potato dish, once again we are making roasted potatoes, but this time with a different flavor and design, and we're gonna serve them next to a garlic yogurt sauce. Promises to be another one of the best potato dishes you will ever taste. Let me tell you, when you dip those potatoes into that garlic yogurt sauce, it's an explosion of flavors, very easy to make, comes together in under 30 minutes, and it's made with very affordable ingredients. As always, I'm gonna begin by grabbing 2 medium-sized Yukon Gold potatoes, rinsing them under some cold running water, and patting them completely dry. Then I'm gonna cut the potatoes into 1/4-inch thick rounds. Very important to cut these in the same size. That way when you add them into the oven, they all cook evenly. Next, I'm gonna add the sliced potatoes into a baking tray that's lined with parchment paper. Very important to add these in a single layer. I'm gonna brush a kiss of extra virgin olive oil on top of each piece of potato, and lightly season them with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And for the final touch, I'm gonna sprinkle a kiss of sweet smoked Spanish paprika on top of the potatoes. This is gonna add an incredible flavor to this dish. And I'm gonna add the potatoes into a preheated oven, bake and broil option 250 degrees Celsius, 475 degrees Fahrenheit. While our potatoes are roasting in the oven, let's make the garlic yogurt sauce. I'm gonna begin by adding 1 container of Greek yogurt into a bowl. This equals 1/2 cup of Greek yogurt. Then I'm gonna finely shred in 1 large clove of garlic. Squeeze in 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice. Pour in 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. And season it with sea salt and a generous portion of freshly cracked black pepper. And I'm gonna whisk this together until it's well combined. Once again, you're gonna see how easily this sauce comes together. And once it's well mixed, I'm gonna transfer it into a serving bowl. It's been exactly 20 minutes since we added the potatoes into the oven, and they should be perfectly roasted. I'm gonna go ahead and take them out of the oven and transfer the potatoes into a serving dish. We'll add our garlic yogurt sauce to the dish and sprinkle the dish with some freshly chopped chives. Guys, our third potato dish is done, and seriously, look how incredible this looks. And like I told you guys earlier, when you dip those potatoes into that garlic yogurt sauce, it is a complete explosion of flavors. So easy to make, made with very affordable ingredients, and the best part, it comes together in under 30 minutes. For our fourth and final potato dish, we are making volcanic mashed potatoes, known here in Spain as patatas revolcanas. As you guys can see by the color of this beautiful dish, it looks like lava from a volcano. That is thanks to the sweet smoked Spanish paprika. These mashed potatoes are loaded with garlic. They have such an insane amount of flavor to them. These will be the best mashed potatoes you will ever taste, made with very inexpensive ingredients, and comes together in 30 minutes. I'm going to begin by cutting 2 Yukon Gold potatoes that I peeled and washed into 1/2-inch pieces. And once again, guys, as you're cutting your potatoes, make sure you cut them all in the same size. That way they all cook evenly. Once all the potatoes are cut, I'm gonna add them into a saucepan. fill it with some cold water to about ½ inch above the potatoes. Season it with 1 teaspoon of fine sea salt and heat it with a high heat. Now the secret when you're making mashed potatoes is how long you boil the potatoes for. If you overboil them, your mashed potatoes are going to be gluey. If you underboil them, they're going to have clumps everywhere. Usually it's 20 minutes when you turn on the heat to get the perfect texture to those potatoes. After exactly 20 minutes, our potatoes should be perfectly cooked. You can always get in there, pierce one of them with a toothpick. If it easily goes in and with no resistance, they are perfectly cooked. I'm going to go ahead and remove this from the heat. And I'm going to drain the potatoes into a sieve. Make sure you have a bowl underneath, as we're going to be reserving the remainder of the water for the next step of the recipe. For the next step, we're going to be making our garlic paprika sauce. This is what gives these mashed potatoes that beautiful color. I'm going to finely mince 5 cloves of garlic. Once all the garlics are minced, I'm going to grab a small fry pan, heat it with a low-medium heat, and add in 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. After heating the olive oil for 2 minutes, I'm going to add in the minced garlics in there and start mixing them around with the extra virgin olive oil. Very important to mix this continuously, and we're only going to go for about 15 seconds here. You don't want to overcook them. We just want it to be nice and fragrant. Then I'm going to turn off the heat. Add in a generous ½ tablespoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika and mix it all together until it's well combined. Then I'm going to add in a generous ½ cup of our reserved water from the boiled potatoes and gently mix this together until everything's well combined. All right, let's move back to our boiled potatoes. I'm going to add them into a large bowl. And using a potato masher, I'm going to mash the potatoes down. You want to do this until there's no clumps left, but you don't want to overmash them. Once the potatoes are well mashed and there are no clumps in there, I'm going to lightly season it with sea salt and a generous portion of freshly cracked black pepper. Then I'm going to pour in the garlic paprika sauce. Make sure you get anything that's left over in that pan. And I'm going to mix this all together until it's well combined. You want to make sure that that garlic paprika sauce is evenly divided through all the mashed potatoes. Once our mashed potatoes are well mixed, I'm going to add some into a serving dish for presentation. And sprinkle the mashed potatoes with a generous portion of freshly chopped chives. Guys, our 4th and final potato dish is done. Seriously, look how insane this looks. Beautiful color, so many great flavors, all that garlic, the paprika, that beautiful creamy texture. This promises to be the best mashed potatoes you've ever eaten. So easy to make, made with very affordable ingredients, and done in 30 minutes. And that's it, guys. All 4 of our potato dishes are done. You guys saw how easy it was to put each one together, and all of them made with very affordable ingredients. Make these dishes at home. You're gonna absolutely love them. Really quick before I go, I'd like to give out a quick shout out to one of my patrons, Cheryl. Again, Cheryl, thank you so much for all your support. I truly appreciate you. For the rest of you, if you want to support Spain on a Fork on Patreon, help with ingredients and equipment to continue making videos like this, you'll find my Patreon link in the description box below and iCard above. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button. Till the next time, hasta luego.